to play. Keep your focus. You live your dream someday. Even if you fall, and even when you stray, keep on pushing, keep on moving. Don't you give up. What makes you think that life is fat and everything you do is
Well, well, well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guess what, you all? It's Regina Taylor with my new podcast, Holy Smokes. It's all about cannabis from a Christian standpoint. I still love the Lord, and He definitely loves me, but I also enjoy cannabis. Listen, this is going to be a lot of fun, and I just want to welcome you to Holy Smokes. It's your go to podcast for all things cannabis. Join me for an enlightening conversation for high vibes and a sprinkle of spirituality. Because why? Again, I love the Lord. Tune in for our episodes to explore the world of cannabis in a whole new light. Let's blaze a trail together. Hashtag Holy Smokes Potcast. Listen, my name again is Regina Taylor. This has been my baby, and I've been rocking it for a couple of years now. So I am so excited that I just almost bit my tongue to start this podcast. Listen, I'm not sure what I'm doing, and trust me, I might make some mistakes along the way. But one thing I'll guarantee you, we are going to have a lot of fun. When I was talking to people, holy smokes, cannabis, Jesus, oh my, you're going to talk about those things together? And yes, I am. Why am I going to talk about those things together? Because I have something to say. Listen, if you're a Christian and you enjoy cannabis in whatever form you do, some people have edibles, some people smoke it, some people drink it, some people have it medically, some people use it for pain relief. Listen, some people just love it for recreation. But whatever your case, I just want to tell you that you can be free and you can discuss these things with me because I'm Regina Taylor and I love cannabis. Listen, everything can be done in decency and in order. I'm just saying, if it's making you make whack decisions, maybe it ain't for you. But as for me in my house, I can smoke a little bit, have a little fun, do a little work, take care of business, and I'm happy about that. So listen, I got a lot of things I want to talk about. I'll be talking about legalization of cannabis. I'll be talking about medical purposes of cannabis. I'll be talking about why some people don't need to smoke cannabis products, okay? Because some people get a little lazy. You know, we'll talk about that later. I'll be talking about different kinds of cannabis products like sativa and indica and just all of these things, hybrids, and why I like it and why I don't like it and what I want to try and where we can go and have some fun and have our little smoke outs and stuff like that. No, we'll just discuss lots and lots of things. So now I want to get started. And first I want to say this. I'm going to give you just a little background about myself. And I want to say that I'm in my late 40s. I'm 49. I'll be 50 this year. I'm not ashamed of my age. Not one of those women who's scared to talk about how old she is or how much she weighs. That's not me. Trust me, I'm going to keep it real. And I am just interested in this field of cannabis because in the last couple of years, especially since it's been legalized for recreation here in Illinois, you know, it's been a lot of things going on. This field has really spread wide open, and it's a lot of money shaking and moving in this field of cannabis. There are billions of dollars moving around in this field of cannabis. So listen, I'm not just going to smoke good weed. Who wants to do that? It's something that I got to do. I don't know exactly what it is, but now I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to just travel and see where I'm going in this wonderful, wonderful world of cannabis. Okay, so listen. First, I want to say this. Can you, or should I say, can you believe that they have so many options? Last week, I went to the dispensary. If you want to know which one, you got to inbox me. Listen, I went to the dispensary and guess what they had? Guess what they had? Guess what they had? Suppositories. Suppositories? Like that you have to literally insert. Are you kidding me? Insert a suppository? Oh my God. Listen, there is a dispensary here in Illinois that is focused on, I think, recovering addicts who need to use medical marijuana for healing purposes and medical purposes, but they don't want to have like smoking. I think that the smoking of the marijuana maybe triggers them into some other addictions. So they have options like suppositories. Interesting. Can you believe that? I didn't believe it until I saw it. Nobody's going around like, pass me that suppository. You know what I'm saying? Puff, puff, pass me the suppository. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, Gigi, that's fine. I got people in the background helping me, and it's going to be funny sometimes. Anyway, suppositories. What else can I talk about that's new in this field of cannabis? Listen, a friend of mine told me that they had fast-acting gummies now. Fast-acting gummies. Some people have a problem with gummies because they just don't know when they're going to kick in. And you know, you feeling fine, and all of a sudden, you feel like a lunatic because you're taking too much. I'm going to be talking about all of these things. Look, it's got to be done in decency and in order. You can't just go out here popping all of these edibles. That's why these people are freaking out. My goodness. Listen, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about dosage. We're going to talk about so many things on this podcast. We're going to talk about accidental overdoses from our babies. Why? Because some of these edibles look so much like candy. It looks just like the same candy that our children are eating. Why are they overdosing? Because the adults are irresponsible. That's what I want to say. We'll talk about that later. What else? Listen, we have my favorite thing that I found recently, a 2-gram vape pen. A 2-gram vape pen. Vaporized cannabis. Yeah, it's vaporized. This is one of them right here. Yep, it's vaporized. It's very, very, very low on the smoky, it's not fragrant. Let me say that, because we know that flower marijuana, your traditional weed, can be very fragrant. How do I know? Because I live in Chicago, and when you're walking down the street, they be like, I got that loud, I got that loud, I got that good green. Oh, I go to the dispensary. I don't have no time. I'm scared of street weed because I don't know what they putting on it. Hello? That's why I'm starting this podcast too. Excuse me. I don't think I can call it a podcast because I'm calling it a potcast. So this podcast is going to talk about lots of different things. I'm going to be looking for people who are not ashamed, people who love the Lord, people who are Christians, people who have a standard in life that they live by, people who try to walk up in integrity, hallelujah, because I'm one of those people, but people who also enjoy cannabis products, whether you smoke it, whether you drink it, whether you chew it, whether you take it like a plant-based vitamin, because I have some plant-based vitamins that I take that are cannabis, and those are wonderful. I'm going to talk about those as well later on, maybe in another episode. But listen, There are so many different things that you can do. And if you're interested in trying cannabis products, but you're a little scared because you keep hearing about all of these ignorant stories, listen, things can be done in micro dosage and you can do them and act like you got some sense. Can you believe that? That people actually enjoy cannabis and act like they have sense? What? People out there. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Okay? Like, what if the world catches on that we're actually enjoying cannabis and acting like we have some sense? What are the people going to do? Remove it from the Schedule 1 drug list? Oh my God. Anyway, that's another situation. Whoa, we're going to have a big show about that later on. Listen, also, I want to tell you that one day I am going to host a viewing of Reefer Madness. Do you all know what that is? That's an old movie. And it came out so many years ago. And it's really the basis of foolishness when they just started attacking our minorities and all of these things. And I just can't get into it right now because that's a very sensitive subject. It's lots of things going on with that. But I want to view that movie and I want to have a roundtable discussion about cannabis, the history of cannabis in the state of cannabis in 2024. So I'll be looking for a few people who are interested in having that conversation. If you are, please inbox me. I'm going to have an email address connected to this podcast after I finish this video recording. Okay, so listen. Oh, goodness. I'm so excited about this. And I have so many things that I want to talk about, but because I'm crazy, I didn't write any of it down. So I'm just going to take a break now. Listen, we're going to have like these little commercial breaks, and I'm going to have one right now. And welcome back for Big Hair, Big News. This first podcast is sponsored by Feminine Edge Barber Salon, where you can come and get you a nice haircut that's feminine and edgy. Listen, the link is in the description box, www.styleseat.com/Regina R. Rogers. Rogers, not Taylor. Welcome back to Holy Smokes Podcast. We're going to discuss some reasons why people might actually enjoy cannabis products. First, I'm going to tell you why I enjoy cannabis products. I'm going to tell you why I am a medical marijuana license holder here in the state of Illinois. Because maybe if sometimes I have a little anxiety or stress, okay, it really helps. Let's just say, for instance, I'm in a little shrumbo with someone and, I've had me a few puffs of my sativa, which keeps you kind of uppity and happy, I'm less likely to freak out, okay? I'm less likely to get impatient. Listen, it works for me, okay? I'm sorry if it doesn't work for you, but it works fine for me. So that is one of the reasons why, because it helps with my anxiety. One reason. Two reasons. Because I like the way it makes me feel. However, it cannot take me to a place where I'm like uncomfortable, and I've been there before. How many of you can admit I've been too high? Oh my God. Oh, too high. Listen, one time I thought that I was literally going to float on top of my auntie's house years ago. The first time I had edibles, it took me like 10 minutes just to do an Uber for my daughter. Why? Because my brain was all over the place. Who wants to feel like that? That's not normal. That's not exciting. For me, cannabis is like a chill thing. It's kind of like an additive to my life. It's not a way of existence. It's not a way of coping. For me, it's just recreational and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? But when I need it, it definitely has proven to help me with my anxiety issues. Okay? So listen, you have to find out what works for you, why it works for you, why it don't work for you, what you need to do. Hey, okay? This is just my podcast. I'm not trying to convince anyone to do this. I'm not trying to stop anyone from doing it. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just telling you what I do and what works for me. And what I know for sure is it's a lot of other people out there that love the Lord, and they deal with cannabis culture in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm watching you. I know you out there. Now, let me give you 10 reasons why. 10 reasons why you can enjoy cannabis products as soon as I get my phone together. Why? Because I don't have a prompter. This is my prompter. This is my homemade prompter. Don't judge me. Thank you. Okay, listen. Number one, and I want to say number one is medical. Thank you, I got it. Medical purposes. Marijuana is used by some individuals to alleviate symptoms of certain medical conditions, such as chronic pain, anxiety, or my history of epilepsy. Oh my God. Can you believe it? That I was stricken with epilepsy at 30 years old and started having seizures. Oh my God. One time I woke up in the hospital and they was like, girl, you almost checked up out of here. And I was like, what? Get out of here. However, I didn't have a medical marijuana license then, but however, cannabis products are used, trust me, for a lot of children who suffer with epileptic seizures and other neurological, disorders. Hello. And so don't judge these people. That is my whole, that's the biggest issue that I have with Christians. I just want to say that. And I love the Lord and I am Christ-like, okay? I'm a follower of Christ. I can't stand judgmental people. Oh my goodness. Everybody is just so heavenly bound. They ain't no earthly good. Oh, I got that one from my granny. And my mama said it and now I say it because I'll be 50 this year. Watch your mouth. Yes, I'll be 50. Listen, so back to that. Medical reasons. Medical reasons are one of the best reasons that I think people should use cannabis, especially for pain relief. I have a very close friend of mine who has decided to go away with all of her medical pills and all of those things. And she is almost like strictly cannabis products. And I think it's working for her. I think that it's working for her. As far as I know, she said it's working for her, okay? Don't judge my friend either. Listen, these things are things that are happening. So your opinion and Sally's opinion and Michael's opinion and Dick's opinion and Michelle's opinion and John's opinion and I can go on and on. Even Mary Jane's opinion doesn't really matter. What really matters is how you are with cannabis. Is cannabis affecting you in a negative way? Then maybe you can't have it, okay? If you ain't doing right. Number 2. Oh, and that's my favorite number on the screen, 444. I didn't know it was that time, but it is. It has nothing to do with this podcast. All you know is it's 444 right now, and that's my lucky number. Okay, number 2, recreational use. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, some people may use marijuana for enjoyment, hello, okay, relaxation, or social activities. Relaxation. There is nothing better than, okay, going home after a long day of work, long days at work. And then you can just roll you one up. What? Or sit back and take your little vape pen or enjoy you a little treat and relax. A little treat. Not smoking your brains out, not trying to escape reality, not doing too much when now you're dysfunctional the next morning, but enjoyment, relaxation, social activities. You know, I grew up in a time where, God rest my father's soul, JR was his name. I grew up in a time where we were little kids and your father and his friends were like in the backyard barbecuing and making ribs and drinking beers and passing joints, and it's just a regular thing. It was a regular thing for us. I always was around it. I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I never really felt convicted as a child. I never, thought that, I never felt that my father was wrong. It was just a part of our lives. We grew up in a Black household where I had 2 middle class parents, and they were blue collar workers and they worked hard and they came home, and my father enjoyed good marijuana my whole life. Okay. But his problem was, at some point, him didn't have a cutoff switch. Oh, Daddy, I'm sorry, but you didn't have a cutoff switch. I need a cutoff switch. Another reason I need a cutoff switch, because in my family, on one of them sides, it's lots of things going on. It's lots of things going on with some people. And when you know that you have a history like that in your family, then you need to be a little more careful, because it is a gateway drug for some people. Do you know what a gateway drug is? If you don't, let me tell you. Some people feel that marijuana or cannabis or weed or reefer, I'd like to come up with the nicknames, or Mary Jane or whatever, or loud or blah, 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 blah. They got 1,000 different names. They think that it can make you go into a path that is not good, a pathway to other drugs. And that's just not healthy. Okay, I want to say that cannabis has been a gateway drug for lots and lots of people. However, glory be to God, that ain't me. Okay, so listen, I got a cutoff switch. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you this much. I'm going to go and be truthfully honest. I don't even like paying for it, but I work hard, so I treat myself. Okay, number 3. Let me get my phone back. Now, this is another one that I'm going to love, because why? I am such a creative being. Number 3 is creativity and inspiration. Listen, the other night, it's time for me to go to bed, and I'm at home looking at podcasts and getting inspiration and trying to figure myself out, smoking a little sativa, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling creative, because that's what sativas do. Sometimes they get you creative, and I'm a creative person anyway, so trust me, if my eyes are open, I'm creating 24 hours a day. So all of a sudden I said, Someone blessed me with that cute little hat, and I think that I want to decorate it. So at midnight, here I go, gathering all of these things, and boom, there you go. Don't you love it? Isn't it amazing? I know, I know. It came right out of my head, and I was lifted off of a little sativa. Anyway, creativity, mm-hmm, and imagination. Number 4, oh my goodness, stress relief. Stress relief. Oh, I love the Lord. He's the best stress reliever ever. Trust me, nothing can comfort you like the Holy Spirit. But we talking about cannabis right now. So what I'm saying is stress relief. Marijuana may be used by some as a way to unwind, de-stress, and relax after a long day. Going back to number 2, recreational relaxation. I'm telling you, I ain't got to say it much more. Number 5, pain management. I told you, one of my dear sisters, hey, is working for her. You have to find something that works for you. If it's not working for you, find something else. A lot of people don't like taking a lot of pills and a lot of this, but they scared to. A lot of people are just scared what other people will think. Come on, Regina, just tell the truth. Hello, we're scared, especially Christians are always worried about what other people thinking. That's not me. Praise God. Listen, if you need a little something, then go get you a little something. But if you think that it's going to not be good for you, then by golly gee, don't fool with it. But as for me in my house, I'm going to smoke a little weed. Now, this episode of Holy Smokes Podcast is brought to you in part by Feminine Edge Barber Salon, where I specialize in the feminine haircut with edge. Listen, ladies, if you're looking for that tight cut, but you still want to look like a lady, I'm the one for you. 34 years of experience. I do men too, but I specialize in the feminine barber cuts. Listen, if you want to come check me out and be happy like so many of my other clients, the link is in the description box. Thanks for joining. Back to Holy Smokes Podcast. Next, pain management. Back to pain management. It's so many people. When I tell you, it's so many people that you see going to these dispensaries, and they are looking like they are in a physical distress. These people are seen faster at the dispensaries. Did you know that if you have a medical line at the dispensary, that they take medical patients before they take recreational patients? I mean, recreational users. The recreational people are patients too. I think so. I think we all are patient. Okay, need to go to all kinds of hospitals, everybody. But anyway, if the people in the world, some people can use a little marijuana. I just want to say this. I'm gonna tell the truth. I might get in trouble, but the truth is this. When my daddy was high, he was the coolest man in the world. And when he wasn't, he was evil as a jackhammer, whatever that is. What's them things that be like in the ground? That would be him. It was a little scary. But you know, that was my daddy. But baby, he was cool as a cucumber. Jay, what's up, Jay? That was my daddy. His name was James Rogers. He was something else, and I looked just like him. But listen, he was as sweet as he can be when he was off that little bit of cannabis. Ooh, I wonder if he was nicer to my mother. I'm not sure. I'm not going to talk about that because my mother might get me. So next, we're going to talk about, let me get back to my notes. Next, we're going to talk about it being used, number 6, a sleep aid. Sleep aid. If you need a sleep aid, that means that you got problems going night-night. I don't have problems going night-night. All I have to do is just sit still for like 5 seconds and it's over with for me, okay? Because by the time I go night-night, I'm exhausted because I'm such I'm such a creative being and always doing stuff and always moving. So when I sit still, it's time to chill. And I didn't mean to rhyme, but I just can't help it. I'm cool like that. So listen. Number 6, it's the sleep aid. Back to that again. People need what kind of marijuana helps you sleep? The indica. That's the like body relaxation. It's like you feeling all smooth and you got a little ache in your back or your knees or your arm or your head or your hands or arthritis or something. And some people have indica and it helps them to chill. You know what I'm saying? It helps them to go night-night. It puts them in a sedative state. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't like to be in too much of a sedative state because you might be doing too much. I'm one of them people. I'm just scared that I'm going to be doing too much. So I'm only going to do a little bit. I don't need anything to help me sleep. Thank God. Listen, number 7, spiritual or religious practices in some cultures or belief systems. Marijuana is used as a sacrament or part of spiritual rituals. I don't know anything about that. So I am not going to elaborate much. I don't have no TP. I ain't got no we not I don't know what to say. I got on feathers. And ain't they nice, but I don't know what to say about that. So I have not done any kind of spiritual practices, no. Number 8, appetite stimulation. Now see, some people need it to help them with their appetite. Now, if you have a sickness where it decreases your appetite, I want to encourage you to try some marijuana because you need to get those nutrients, okay? You need to eat so you can live. Some people need it for increasing their appetite. However, some big ones like me, baby, okay, got to be careful because the snack time will tear you up at nighttime. What? Every snack I have, potato chips? Oh my God. Every podcast I have should be should be bought by a bag of potato chips because I love chips. I'm probably going to get some right after this. I'm telling you, I love chips. Chips are my go-to. Okay. Anyway, next we have, thank you. Next, we're going to have another reason, an alternative to alcohol. Ooh. Now see, this is one thing that I'm just going to touch on. I ain't going to fuss too much, But what I'm saying is, it's so many Christians that drink like a fish. Okay? They out here, even some of our ministers and pastoral leaders and different people, I'm just going to keep it real because that's what Regina does. They out here and they drinking like a fish. That drinking is not good for you. I'm telling you the truth. Listen, anything or too much ain't good for you. You got to be doing everything in decency and in order. I'm just going to keep saying that. But people do smoking sometimes as an alternative to drinking. I don't know. I'm not being judgmental. People have to do whatever's best for them. They may choose marijuana as a perceived safer alternative to alcohol or other drugs. Okay, I can understand that. Number 10 is just plain old curiosity and exploration. There you go. Curiosity and exploration. I'm going to take a puff break. Hold on. Y'all want to know what I'm puffing? I can't tell you yet. It's a sativa. I don't want to give all these people this good information. And these, I'm looking for sponsors, everyone. Okay, hello. We'll talk about that later. Listen, it is curiosity and exploration. Some people may be curious about the effects of marijuana and choose to try it out of curiosity or a desire for a new experience. And if I want to tell you, I just want to tell you that if you're going to do that, you need to be grown and aware of what you're doing, okay? I'm not talking to no little babies, and I'm not talking to no teens that don't need to be doing it. I'm talking about grown people who might want to try a little edible. And I know y'all out there, y'all might be scared to smoke, but you out there. I know y'all out there doing the edibles. Plenty of people. You can't trick me, and I'm talking about in the Christian community. I'm not talking about all over the world, in the world. I'm talking about in the body of Christ. Let's keep it real. Doing edibles. Okay? Listen, be careful. Okay? Because you might freak out somewhere too and lose your marbles and be embarrassed. Okay, because you don't know what you're doing. We're going to be talking about lots of different things. The strengths of different edibles, micro-dosing edibles so that you don't make a mistake and do too much too fast. We're going to talk about fast-acting edibles. We're going to be talking about lots of things. So if you are a person or a Christian who is interested in trying a little something, but you don't want to smoke, maybe you might want to have a little pain management. Maybe you might just want to have a little fun. Okay, fine. But be responsible. Be responsible. Responsible. Okay? Thank you. Now, those are 10 reasons why someone might do it. Now, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why someone might not, N-O-T, not use cannabis products. Number 1, legal implications. Now, you know, if you got to go take a drop and you on probation or something, and you just gonna smoke a joint anyway. Okay. Why? Why would you do that? Who just smokes a joint? You don't need, listen, if you're on probation, leave it alone. Hello? Okay, number 2, my goodness. Health risk. You can't be enjoying marijuana so much and your doctor say, stay away from it, and you gonna say, I want to smoke it anyway. No. If it's a health risk, go on about your business. Your beeswax. Marijuana use can have various negative effects on physical and mental health, such as respiratory issues, cognitive impairment, and addiction. Oh my goodness. We talked about it earlier. We don't want it to be a gateway drug. If you can't handle it, leave it alone. Number 3, impaired judgment. Marijuana can impair cognitive functions, coordination, and decision-making abilities, which can be dangerous in certain situations. Don't get too high if you ain't gonna be able to drive. Hello? Ooh, my goodness. Don't drink and drive. Don't puff and drive either if you're going to lose control. Get your life together. My goodness. Oh, Lord Jesus, we out here in these streets. Help us, Lord. Look, number 4, negative impact on mental health. Marijuana use has been linked to an increased risk of mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and nothing wrong with my food stuff except I had too much. Too much. And it's not really that I had too much. I had what I had in conjunction with some medicine that I was taking at the time. Remember I told you I used to have seizures? Must have been in my early 30s. I'm sorry, because that's when I had seizures. In my early 30s, I mixed a little Lamictal with some marijuana. Baby, thought I was finna check up out of here. Anyway, funny, not funny, right? Absolutely not funny. because child, your heart gonna get to beating. You be having a panic attack. Oh my God, I feel it die, I feel it die, I feel it die. I don't ever want to have that again. That's too much. Okay, listen. Number 7. This is very important. It can have a negative, I'm repeating, negative impact on relationships. Marijuana can lead to conflicts in personal relationships, particularly if one's usage is causing strain or disagreement with others. Oh, please. That is such a wide range of situations that can happen. And I can think of a few. I can think of people that are smokers, that are dysfunctional because they can't get themselves together. And yeah, it's lots of things. I'm just going to skip past that because I don't want to get too deep right now. Number 8. Number 8 is financial cost. Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you, Vegas, aisle number 1. Let me tell people in aisle number 1, Vegas got some real good weed prices, okay? Woo, 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 woo. Okay? I came back home and I was like, turned off. Back to the regularly scheduled podcast. Now, financial costs. Regular marijuana use can become expensive. I'm going to repeat that again. Regular marijuana use can become expensive, affecting one's budget and financial stability. Baby, if you can't function, if you buying weed and your bills and stuff ain't paid, something is wrong, okay? Something ain't right. Get your life together. I'm just saying that. If you can't afford it, you don't need it. I don't care what it is. Hello? Okay. This exciting episode of Holy Smokes Potcast is brought to you in part by Chi-Town Bling by Gina, LLC. If you are looking for beautiful jewelry, just like what I have on, bracelets, rings, lovely jewels, lovely earrings at a $5 price point. Can you believe that? Please believe me, it's the truth. Listen, I have $5 jewelry and you can get it anytime you want, whether you want to shop for yourself, someone else, or just to be a blessing for me. Listen, Linda, listen, Larry, because we have men's pieces as well. Ooh, I bet you didn't know, $5 a piece, starting at $5 a piece. Where can you get a deal like that these days? Nowhere. Chi-Town Bling by Gina, LLC. The link is in the description box. God bless. Back to Holy Smokes. Back to what I was saying. Number 10. Oh, baby. Oh, the youngsters out here and they can't get no job. Number 10. Impact on career and opportunities. Marijuana can hinder career development, advancement, limit job prospects, and affect academic or professional opportunities in some industries. Now, I just want to say this. If you are working somewhere and you know that you are working around heavy machineries and things that are dangerous, why would you ever put yourself at risk or others? You know, some things are just absolutely, one of my favorite words is going to sound like a curse word, and it's asinine. Some things are just asinine. Like, why would you be working on heavy machineries and stuff and you know you building cars and stuff? Is that why the cars be tearing up? Anyway, so those are 10 reasons why you should not. Now, I have one more and I'm going to be finished. I'm going to go through another quick list of 10 reasons why. And this is very important, I'm telling you, because the medical mania is what I'm calling it. Medical mania. Oh my God. The medical field, period, is just like, it's amazing. The things that they know these days, the things that they can do these days are absolutely amazing. But let me tell you, cannabis is being used in the medical field these days for a lot of opportunities to help people who are struggling in a lot of different areas. So I just want to say this. Marijuana is used for medical purposes because it contains compounds that are believed to have therapeutic benefits for certain health conditions. Here are some reasons why a person may choose to use marijuana for medical reasons. I'm just going to take this off now. Number one. You know my thing gonna be on here too. Watch. Number one, pain management. We talked about it. Marijuana, cannabis, because it's a reason why they start calling it marijuana, and we'll talk about that. And I don't like to call it marijuana. I like to call it cannabis, okay? Cannabis has been found to be effective in relieving chronic pain such as that caused by conditions like arthritis, I got it, multiple sclerosis, and nerve damage. Number two, anti-inflammatory properties. Get you some turmeric too. Organic turmeric, I got some. Listen, marijuana can help reduce inflammation in the body, which may be beneficial for conditions like inflammatory bowel disease, the blood of Jesus, honey, or arthritis. Okay, nausea and vomiting is number three. Oh, don't you just hate the smell of vomit? Let me tell you, when I was in grammar school, and somebody vomit. Oh, God. All I got to do is hear somebody vomit. And now I'm finna throw it. Now I'm retching. The blood. Anyway, okay. Nausea and vomiting. Cannabis is known to alleviate nausea and vomiting, particularly in patients undergoing chemotherapy or those with gastrointestinal issues. You say it, okay? I ain't finna try to repeat it no more. It's over with. Look. Number four, appetite stimulation. Appetite stimulation is something that I just want to say, sometimes I try to keep me some healthy snacks around. Like the other day, I had some fresh asparagus and ranch dressing. Don't judge me. Fresh asparagus is good. And ranch dressing, because your appetite stimulation is going to be stimulated, all right? You're going to be stimulated. Trust me when I tell you, your appetite is going to be stimulated. Some people don't like to smoke weed because they don't want to eat too much. They scared they going to gain a pound. You better get up and move and let that weed help your life, honey. Marijuana can help increase appetite, making it beneficial for individuals experiencing appetite loss due to medical conditions like cancer or HIV and AIDS. True. Listen, number five, anxiety and stress relief. That's definitely medical. Okay? Some people find that marijuana can help reduce symptoms of anxiety and stress, promoting relaxation and mental well-being. I know I'm being a little redundant. It's okay. Number six, epilepsy and seizures. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, if I knew I could have got me some medical marijuana back in the day, I would have been had that license. Yeah, I would have been smoking that good weed since I was like 30, whenever I started having them see. Are you kidding me? Anyway, don't judge me, holy rollers. Okay, epilepsy and seizures. Certain compounds in cannabis have shown promise in reducing the frequency, and I've looked at a lot of documentaries about this, and severity of seizures in individuals with epilepsy. If you never experienced it, my God, that thing is something else, okay? The closest experience I had with epilepsy before I started having seizures was just looking at a child have one periodically at school growing up. And it's like the scariest thing. You would just, like, everybody freezes. Oh my God, what do you do? You know, and then you would watch the teacher go into action, and it's just like, and when I started having them, I didn't even know I was having them at first. It's just weird. But you know, like I said, if I knew I couldn't get me a little Mary Jane, I would have got me I'm in love with Mary Jane. I'm not singing. Back to the scheduled podcast. Okay, number 7. Sleep disorders. Okay, we talked about that. Some people have insomnia. They need a little help going to sleep. Number 8, muscle spasms. Baby, those muscle spasms are something else. You ever had back pain? That back pain will take you up out of here. That back pain ain't no punk. I had some back pain so bad one time, I couldn't even get out the bed. I had to crawl on the floor and up the wall. Okay? And I went to the hospital and said, somebody better help me. That was crazy. If I knew then, I could have got me a little medical meal. Anyway, okay. Number 9. This is for real, because I have close people to me who are veterans. PTSD and trauma-related symptoms. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I think that's what that stands for. Some individuals with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, report benefits from using marijuana to manage symptoms like anxiety and flashbacks. It's true. Listen, one day I was standing out with a friend of mine and we were in a parking lot waiting to go to lunch and a car backfired. Boom. Scared me because I'm scared of balloons. I don't like loud, sudden noises, but it terrified her because it took her back to a war zone. And next thing I know, she was very upset and crying. It's a serious thing, you all. It's a serious thing. People are using it for PTSD and just to keep their nerves calm. My goodness. Number 10, neurological conditions. Marijuana may have neuroprotective properties. Neuroprotective properties. Come on, somebody. That could be beneficial for conditions like Parkinson's disease. I had an uncle that had that before he passed away. Alzheimer's, that's been in my family too, or traumatic brain injury. My goodness. Look, let me tell you something. I just think it's a wonderful plant. And I might be getting ready to summarize. I think that it's a blessing from God. It's a scripture in the Bible, blah, blah, blah. We'll get to it next time about, the plants and how he planted them. He put the plants or whatever. I'm sure all of the people that love cannabis really want me to shout that out. We'll get to it later, okay? This is it. Cannabis is used in this world today in lots of different ways. Some ways it's beneficial, in some ways it's not. I'm not here to convince you to try to do anything that I do. I'm not here to convince you not to do, or to do or not to do, okay? To puff or not to puff, okay? To smoke or not to smoke. To pop or not to pop an edible. What else? To blow or not to blow. Okay, that's enough. I'm just not here to make you do anything. I'm here to share my outlook on it. And for me, I enjoy it. For me, it helps. Now, if it's not healthy for you, if it's causing you some distress and dysfunction, my dear, why? Why would you be doing it? Okay, this podcast is for people that know how to enjoy it and enjoy it in a responsible manner. Okay, we're women. We don't walk around smelling like weed ashtrays. It is so unattractive. Yeah. So, like I was saying, this is Holy Smokes. I've had such a good time. I really didn't know what I was going to say. I knew what I was going to say, didn't know what I was going to say, wanted to say 10,000 things. I said what I said, and I hope you all enjoyed it all. And listen, I'm going to come back. I'm going to have some more things to talk about. We're going to talk about different kinds of cannabis products. We're going to talk about pills and edibles, sativas and indicas and hybrids and suppositories. What you gonna do with that? What you gonna do with it? Look, it wasn't nothing but some cocoa butter and cannabis oil. Okay? Cocoa butter and cannabis oil. Moisturizer. That's all it is. Moisturizer. However, we're going to talk about those too. And let me see what else. I just want to get some wonderful things going on in this world of cannabis. Listen, I would like to take some trips. I would like to get together, with like-minded people who want to enjoy each other's company and be cool. You know what I'm saying? People that know how to behave themselves, people that have a bit of integrity, okay? And some people say, well, if weed is involved, there is no integrity. Oh my God, if weed is involved, they're not gonna know how to act. Oh my God, if cannabis is involved, they're gonna be clowns. The devil is a lie. The truth ain't in them, okay? Stop it. It ain't all bad. And for those of you who think it is, be gone. Look, and we're just going to deal with the ones who want to come see what Holy Smokes Podcast is all about. I thank you for joining me for my first podcast. I'm probably going to call it a podcast 100 more times, but trust me, I'll get it. And I am just so appreciative. I want to give a big shout out to all of my people who are waiting, because I had some people ask, when is it coming? How can I look at it? How can I do it? I'm going to put it on the YouTube platform, and we're also going to put it on other platforms. I'm not sure which ones yet, okay? I'm new at this. Don't judge me and let me be, because I'm not going to be on this podcast full of anxiety. And for all of you people, let me tell you, you little trolls that get out here and clown on these people's podcasts, the blood of Jesus is waiting on you. I'm not going to be discouraged. I am Regina Taylor, and this is Holy Smokes Podcast, and we are signing off. Take me to the finish line, Justo.
Hold your purpose in your mind and move. You gotta keep the rhythm in motion.